Welcome to Real Estate Unleashed. I am one half of your hosting team here, Regan Hildebrand with the Home Team Realty Group.
And I am Bridget Quinn, and you can find me on social media, B Quinn Realtor.
And me at Realtor Regan.
Cheers, big ears.
Cheers.
It's a coffee kind of day.
Still got a little Irish thing going
Prone
on.
to shenanigans and malarkey.
Oh my gosh.
Kudos to Marianne for letting me borrow the cup.
That's a lot of coffee.
It is a lot of coffee.
A lot of coffee.
Oh.
But, you need it.
Indeed.
Yeah.
It's one of those, if I don't spill it first.
Yeah. A lot of green going on over here.
It is. I have that. Girls. I have my Golden Girls water. Tropical. Pineapple flavor, too.
Yeah, that's nice. 1,000 things change, though, and we're going to talk a little bit about that today.
Yeah. Seen a lot of outdated things lately, and nobody's doing anything about them.
Yeah. It's when you talk about people getting ready to list their houses, I know a lot of times you run into situations where sellers, some things are out of their control. Mm-hmm. It might be an estate sale, and maybe it's passed to heirs who just don't have the ability to go in and do updating or staging or things of that nature. We get it. But yeah, there's a lot of houses on the market that keep hitting the market that unfortunately aren't quite 2023.
No.
Like 1989.
And they're not priced accordingly.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, there's, to the situations that maybe can't do things or that can only do so much, is the price appropriate for not doing those things?
Yeah, it's a give and take, right? Mm-hmm. Like, you can have something that needs a lot of cosmetic TLC, and you can account for it in your listing price.
Right.
But even now, I think we're finding that buyers are being so very, not picky, but they have a lot more to choose from.
Well, they have more to choose from, but at the same token, with the rates as high as they are now compared to 2021, I think they want to find more ready-to-go houses and not have to worry about doing that extra work. Whereas before, they didn't care because they couldn't get anything, so they would take whatever and worry about painting it or redoing stuff later on.
Yeah, if you're
not the case now.
If you were saving because of interest rates in the past, $300-$500 a month that you weren't having to pay out because you could lock in at a less than 3% interest rate, then you'd have more cash available to do the DIY projects or to just bring somebody in and do the whole thing top to bottom. But now, if you're not saving that money on the interest rates, you're stuck with less out of the pocket, maybe left over.
Yep.
Plus, we see some borrowers and buyers that are so strapped that they're literally using every penny they have
just to even get into the house and get going.
And paint, carpet, decor, not cheap. Inflation's hit all that stuff as well. Yeah.
On all fronts.
On all fronts, yeah. But I think that there's still things that people can do smartly on the selling side, even if your own budget is strapped.
Yep.
Like maybe you're getting out because you need to put some more money back and you don't want to spend it up front.
Right.
But you also need to get a good price.
Right. They're sort of best of both worlds scenarios, I think that.
Middle ground.
Yeah, that people can do. But
yeah,
certainly for me, when I take, these buyers or the borrowers and whatever have you to go look at homes, the first thing that they're looking for, at least in my case recently, is they are looking for the basic things like, is it somewhat neutral paint? Again, does it have to be their color choice? No, but is it crazy colors or is it that middle ground?
Yeah.
They're looking for that sort of thing. And as you say, it's okay if maybe there's carpet or they can change out a room or two, but they don't want to have to rip up new carpets and have to paint and fix things all at the same time.
Yep. And for a lot of buyers too, it slows them down. So if you have to do paint, flooring, decor all from the ground up,
once,
then you're not going to be able to move in as quickly.
Yep.
Perhaps I've got buyers that are closing pretty soon now, and they're in that situation where, they're going to have to do the updates, but they also got a baby on the way, and they want to get the updates done before baby's involved, and
Can't
already have
blame them
one
for that
young
one.
kid in the house.
They're
Yeah.
already not going to be sleeping as
No.
it is, much less.
Yeah, you got to have at least the basics ready.
Yep.
And sellers really, if they have the ability, need to do it ahead of listing
Yep.
rather than be
Well,
reactionary.
and still, you can get top dollar by doing those things and having some of that stuff already in place. You know, if it looks like an eyesore and you're not compensating and you're overpriced, then you're already behind the eight ball.
Yep, yep. And I think there's also that problem too that you can even be correctly priced for updates needed, but you're going to miss out on the buyers who, even if the price is right, they still just don't have the ability to
Because
do it.
they know that what it's going to cost or have an idea to say, right, well, we've got to paint the whole house, and that whole house is 2,000 square foot.
Mm-hmm.
You know, maybe that's a $4,000 or $5,000 job, but that could also be a $10,000 job. Depends on
Yep.
trying to do it. You know, that's
Or
a
again,
lot of cash.
you could have the cash and not have the time. You could have the time and not have the cash, or you could have neither. So if a seller's not giving them,
Or you don't have the ability to do it well yourself.
that's,
Trust me, if you don't, please don't do it.
yeah, it's you get in a certain price range when that thing becomes inexcusable to most buyers. They again, as inventory opens up and people have the ability to compare apples to apples,
Right.
they're going to say this house has paint bleeding all over the trim work. It's got,
The yard's a
that-
hot mess. There's easy weeds that can be pulled up. That
Yeah.
drives me crazy too,
Yeah.
by the way.
Or I was helping another agent in our firm with some measurements on a house this weekend, and he was pointing out that the seller still needed to pressure wash because there's that green mold
It's the time of year.
on the siding. Yeah. It's easy stuff that can be DIY'd if you have the ability, or if not, hopefully you can find somebody that can to come in. Quick little
Well,
project.
it's little stuff, right? It's decluttering.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen several houses that are just too full of big furniture. You know, downsize some of the furniture, get rid of some stuff, put it. Even
Yeah.
if you put it in a garage or in a shed or something, at least it's more accessible and
Absolutely. And I tell people all the time, you can cram anything you want in the shed, the garage, spare closet,
people know you're selling the house.
the walk-in out.
so
Exactly. They're going to expect the garage to be full of boxes and furniture.
As long as you have a pathway to like a breaker box or your
not
water
blocking a
heater,
fire
you're
exit,
You're
yeah.
not blocking that sort of stuff. So to a degree, yes.
To an extent, yeah, you still have
But-
to make it accessible. That's a really good thing. I think that's just the free thing to do is just declutter. Have the yard sale before you list.
Take down those family photos. We
Take down
love
the
to see them,
Christmas
but we
tree.
don't need to see them.
Saw listing photos the other day that still had a Christmas tree up. Bless her heart. Yeah, gotta take it down at some point.
Maybe it's a year tree that, you know, changes with the seasons.
Maybe, but it still said "Joy to the World" on it,
Oh,
so
well.
I don't know.
Debatable.
Debatable, yeah. There's all those simple things that people can do, and I think that's you got to have. We always wrap around to it that you got to come back to your agent and ask, "What's the best thing I can do?"
What's the most bang for my buck?
Yeah, if my goal is to sell quickly, what can I do to sell it quickly? If my goal is to get the top dollar, or if my goal is somewhere in the middle, some combination,
Right.
what makes sense?
Yep. And I mean, sometimes it's not worth the sellers to do stuff. That's where we can say, hey, let's just offer a credit, or say, we know the paint or the carpet needs to be redone, so we're going to go ahead and put $2,500 of credit towards that.
Yep. Have it planned out in advance. You don't. Then you're not shuffling in the middle of all that to make
Again,
adjustments.
don't be behind the eight ball if you don't have to.
Not in this market. You have so much that competes with people, and now we have new construction that's catching up to demand. So if somebody can't see your house and then be able to compare it to brand new and say, I could just spend tiny extra amount and get brand new. Yeah. So you got to get the best foot forward.
Well, and as
Better
we
than
say,
you.
we're in the heart of the spring market now, so there is more and more competition coming to every week.
More competition.
More competition means
both
less people
sides.
want to see your house.
Yeah.
So
Yep, absolutely. So it's just a matter of adjusting. Reach out. We've seen basically almost every scenario. There's always new things that happen, but we'd love to hear your funny one-offs. You can leave links to rate your own house if you like. Send us your photos in the comments below.
Gone wild.
Yeah, we'll do our own little viewers gone wild. Rate your living space, TLC style. But again, the most important thing, hit that subscribe button for us. Hit that little bell beside there so you get notifications. And please find us on social media. We're on Instagram and TikTok at Real Estate Unleashed.
Yes.
And as always, please follow on social media. I'm on social media at Realtor Regan.
It's a lot of social media.
A lot of social media. A lot of it.
And you can find me at B Quinn Realtor. And as always, we'll catch you next time.
Thanks, everyone.